Hello my dear students, welcome back. So now in this video we are going to start a new topic, that is endomembrane system. So what is the meaning of endomembrane system? So this endomembrane system is exclusively observed in the eukaryotic cell. What happens in the eukaryotic cell? There are some membrane bound cell organelles whose functions are coordinated with each other. Okay, so there are some membrane bound cell organelles whose functions are coordinated with each other. Coordinated means their functions are interlinked, and such cell organelles whose functions are coordinated with each other, they form a system, and that system is called as what? Endomembrane system. Clear? So this is the meaning of endomembrane system, that there are certain cell organelles whose functions, whose functions are coordinated with each other, and together they form a system, and that system is called as what? Endomembrane system. But the most important question is, what are the different cell organelles which are the constituent of the endomembrane system? And that 4 cell organelles are there: Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, and vacuoles. Okay, so these 4 cell organelles are there which are constituent of this system. Okay, so Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, and vacuole. Clear? So that is the meaning of the endomembrane system. So you may write down. There are certain membranous organelles whose functions are coordinated with each other, and together they form a system which is known as endomembrane system. So this is the definition of the endomembrane system. Clear? Then what are the different cell organelles that are part of endomembrane system? I told you that 4 cell organelles are there. Okay, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, and vacuole. Clear? So they are the constituent of the endomembrane system. Why they are the constituent of the endomembrane system? Because their functions are coordinated. One more thing we should know, that mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes. Okay, mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes, they are not the part of endomembrane system. Okay, why? Very simple, because their functions are not coordinated. And I think all of you studied in lower classes also, that mitochondria and chloroplast, they are semi-autonomous cell organelles. So they are not the constituent of the endomembrane system. Clear? So you may write down. Golgi bodies, or we can say Golgi complex also, no problem. Okay, so Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, in short we call it ER, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, and vacuoles. or the constituent of endomembrane system since their functions are coordinated. Clear? Then a note you write down here. That note is regarding mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisome. So since their functions are not coordinated, okay, therefore they are not considered as the part of the endomembrane system. So mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes are not constituent of endomembrane system, since their functions are not coordinated. Okay, so since their functions are not coordinated, therefore they are not the constituent of the endomembrane system. Now about these four cell organelles we have to study. So first one I will discuss about the endoplasmic reticulum. So now endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the meaning of endoplasmic reticulum? Endo means inside, plasmic means cytoplasm, reticulum means network-like structure. So endo means inside, plasmic, this word has came from cytoplasm, and reticulum means network. Actually what happens inside the cytoplasm, there is a network of a cell organelle, and that cell organelle is nothing but the endoplasmic reticulum. If I draw a diagram here, suppose this is a cell, here this is the nucleus. Nucleus I will teach you that it is a double membranous structure, that is a double membrane bound cell organelle, means it has two membrane. This is the outer membrane, this is the inner membrane. So what happens from just outside this nucleus, there is presence of this network like structure like this. Not only from the outer membrane of nucleus, but from the cell membrane also, you may observe some network like structure like this. So what happened because of this network like structure, it will divide the cytoplasm into two constituents. Okay, so you can see one constituent of cell wall is present inside this network and other which lies freely. So that part of cytoplasm that is covered, or we can say that is present inside this network like structure, and you know that this network like structure is nothing but the endoplasmic reticulum. It is called as luminal. Okay, it is called as luminal compartment of the cytoplasm. Luminal means that compartment which is present inside the endoplasmic reticulum. And one more compartment is there, this one, that is outside the membranous component, and that is called as extraluminal. That is called, so this is the luminal compartment, and this one is extraluminal. Extraluminal compartment. Okay, so you can see here this endoplasmic reticulum will form a network inside the cytoplasm, and that network will divide the entire cytoplasm into two parts, luminal and extraluminal. Clear? Now this endoplasmic reticulum that I told you, that is a network like structure, network like cell organelle which is present inside the cytoplasm. Now this endoplasmic reticulum, that is of two types. It is of two types, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. So that is called as RER, means rough endoplasmic reticulum, and SER, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Why it is called as RER and SER? That also you should know. First you should know where they are present. This rough endoplasmic reticulum is usually present very near to the nucleus because it is formed by the continuation of the outer nuclear membrane, like this one you can see, and they have ribosomes over them, like this. So they have ribosomes over them. So because of presence of these ribosomes, the appearance of such reticulum structure will appear rough. It will appear rough. That's why it is called as a rough endoplasmic reticulum. Means it should be clear to you, if the endoplasmic reticulum bears the ribosomes over them, then that is called as what? Rough endoplasmic reticulum. And that one more thing you should know, that such RER, or we can say rough endoplasmic reticulum, are the extensions of the outer nuclear membrane. They are the extensions of the outer nuclear membrane. Then what is smooth endoplasmic reticulum? This one you can see. This is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And usually they are devoid, not usually, always. They are always devoid of the ribosomes. Means ribosomes are not present over them. That's why it will appear like, it will appear smooth, and as a result it is called as what? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So rough endoplasmic reticulum means it has the ribosomes attached on them, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum, in them the ribosomes are absent. Very important thing you should know, that this rough endoplasmic reticulums are present as the extensions of the outer nuclear membrane, whereas the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are not attached to the nucleus, rather they are attached to the cell membrane. So this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are formed by the extensions of the nuclear membrane, mainly by the extensions of the nuclear membrane. Clear? So now it should be clear to you that there are two types of endoplasmic reticulum: RER, rough endoplasmic reticulum, and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. What do you think? Their functions are same or different? Obviously, this rough endoplasmic reticulum have ribosomes over them, and this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are devoid of the ribosome. So their functions also will be different. This rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are actively involved in the protein synthesis. Very important. So this rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are involved in the protein synthesis. Means that endoplasmic reticulum which bears the ribosomes over them, they are involved in the protein synthesis. Then what about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum? So this smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they are the chief site of the lipid synthesis. Okay, means we can say they are involved in the synthesis of the lipids. Lipids, one more thing you should know, steroids also. Okay, so lipids and steroids are formed by the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this is all about the endoplasmic reticulum that you should know. So one more thing, this endoplasmic reticulum is observed only by the electron microscope. So electron microscopic study of eukaryotic cell because such structures are absent in the prokaryotic cell. Of eukaryotic cells reveal the presence of a network like structure inside the cytoplasm which is called endoplasmic reticulum, Okay, then I told you this endoplasmic reticulum will divide the cytoplasm into two compartments. That compartment which is bounded by this network, that is called as luminal compartment, and the other compartment which is not bounded by this endoplasmic reticulum, that is called as what? Extraluminal compartment. So endoplasmic reticulum divides the intracellular space into luminal. Luminal means inside ER, and extraluminal. Extraluminal means outside ER. Extraluminal compartment. So these two compartments are present, luminal and extraluminal. Clear? Now next heading is types of endoplasmic reticulum. Types of endoplasmic reticulum. Very simple it is. Types of endoplasmic reticulum. Two types I told you. Rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So their difference you should know. Okay, so rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this rough endoplasmic reticulum, they possess ribosomes over them. So this rough endoplasmic reticulum will possess ribosomes over them. Then don't possess ribosomes over them. So they are divided of the ribosomes. Clear? Second difference I told you that this rough endoplasmic reticulum, they are formed by the extensions of the outer nuclear membrane. So they are formed as extension of outer nuclear membrane. Then what about smooth endoplasmic reticulum? They are formed as an extension of plasma membrane. Then third difference is regarding their function. So what is the function of rough endoplasmic reticulum? They are concerned with the formation of lipids. So concerned with the formation of protein because it is rough. And what about this is smooth. They are concerned the formation of lipids and steroids. So concerned with the formation of lipids and steroids. Okay, so this is the function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this is the difference also between the rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. One note you may write down here: in human skeletal system, we'll study about the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So what happens in the muscle cell? Endoplasmic reticulum is given a special name that is called what? Sarcoplasmic reticulum. So that point you should know. In muscle cell, endoplasmic reticulum is called sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is storehouse of calcium ion. This you will study in detail in that chapter, but you should know that they are the storehouse of the calcium ion, and that's why they have a role in the contraction. They have a role in the muscle contraction. Okay, so this completes the endoplasmic reticulum, means one component of the endomembrane system we have finished. Now from the next video, I'll start the Golgi apparatus, or you can say Golgi bodies. Thank you.